Ladies and gentlemen, we think status quo is enough for us to let individuals to vote for the candidate that they want. They just need to passing some basic provision like age and nationality. We know that those individuals already passing from the elementary to senior high school, and all the knowledge has been developed since that. Therefore, they know well about political or their vote or the candidate agenda. So as a result of this, they're already empowered by their right and their duties. They know well what should they do as the citizen or not, and what will they get after the action. One of the example is vote. Basically, as the citizen, we want to simple thing. We want free access to vote without any kind of test like the government one, because we think the status quo already have their enough objectiveness that when people vote for someone, they know the citizen know that the people it is the people that they trust and capable to bring out their hopes or their aspiration. Therefore, we think this kind of mechanism will not great in the end of the day. So clarify that my rebuttal will integrate with my argument. So move to my argument, ladies and gentlemen. So why we think this will harm the individual? The first reason is it will limit their freedom. Why, ladies and gentlemen? The government think it is simple to get test and pass the test, or even you fail, you can gain more knowledge about the politic, and you will success in the future. But we don't think so, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because we should acknowledge that to gain the political general knowledge, the individual need a good access of education or have a good research skill. They should cover up all the ideology or know better about the political party agenda and program. In the status quo, we know that not all people have the kind of the privilege. For example, is the poor people where the poverty still harsh hit them, and many people suffer. In the end of the day, those poor people will not get anything. They can do their duties as citizens to vote for the candidate they believe that it will have a capability to change the better environment for their life. The second one, although the government might say that there will be although there are people that have already privilege or good access, but we don't think they will be able to do this test. Why, ladies and gentlemen? Because right now people are busy with their own interests and work or even family. They do not have time to test or learn about those political knowledge, because when you're growing up, you have your own priority or problem. Although the politics is contribute or influence your life, but in here we think it will not become the priorities of those people that have enough privilege, and because they busy with their own thing. So in here, moreover, there is other people who already have a low trust on the politics. With this kind of test, it will just hamper them to have more engagement with the political, because they think, vote is just simple. But right now, because we need to do this kind of test, it is kind of hard to do that. I don't have a desire to engage or more to engage more in the politics. I don't want to know anything about what happened in our country. This kind will, in the end of the day, this kind of mechanism will affect the survival of democracy. Well, it is that, ladies and gentlemen, because when there is a less people that contribute or involved in the election or voting, in the end, like the terms like 50% plus one will not exist in the end of the day, because that who can involve in the vote is just the privileged people that already have good access. So in here we think the government abandoned the actors, like the three actors, like poor people, the people that are busy, and the people or the low trust on the government, because we think this mechanism will harm their right and duties as the citizen. So what is the impact, ladies and gentlemen? Like I told you before, those three actors will left behind. This is we don't want to happen, because when they left behind, they will lose whole interest on politics. They do not want to engage with the government on the politics, where it is better for all citizens to engage or have a communicate well with the government of the parliament to have to bring out the best outcome of policy. So whereas there is no fault, the police will not fulfill the expectation of these people, because the policy that made by the government will based on the voter that already passed the general knowledge. This is what we don't want to happen, ladies and gentlemen. So to going deeper, move to my second argument, where this mechanism will shape the public opinion, where those voters that already passed the political general knowledge, that most of them get a lot of privilege of education and others, they will control the readers or the candidate to make a policy based on what they want, on what they interest. For example, like we know that the business one that already have a privilege, they will influence the leader to make a policy that beneficial for their companies, but most of them will disadvantage the low people or the labor one. In here we think that polarization that government stated before, it just they want to decrease the polarization, but in the end of the day we think that polarization is needed, because when you have a different opinion or view, it will more engage to give the best outcome. Because when you have just one thing or one thought, that everyone can be egoistic to come up with their interests. Therefore, we think that the status quo is already objective enough to prove to us that people vote for because they trust on the capability of the candidate. So we're proud to oppose. Thank you.